To close the RPD, go to File, Close. This means it will close the RPD called demo_EBA. Suppose there is another option, Exit. You need to understand the difference between close and exit. Close means it will close the RPD. Exit means it will close the BI administration tool, not RPD. Now I am closing my RPD. Now after that, you need to connect where you are going to deploy your RPD, in which tool? Enterprise Manager. To access Enterprise Manager, what are the servers that I need to run? We discussed about 5 servers, right? BI server, presentation server, control server, Java host. We need to run a WebLogic server. Or if you click, if you want to run all the servers, we have the command, right? OPMNCTL start command prompt. Or we have BI Business Intelligence start BI services. I already started my servers. If you want to check the status, so all my servers are alive, up and running. This is my Enterprise Manager. After connecting to EM, it will ask for username password, right?
Yes.
After that, go to Business Intelligence folder. Under Business Intelligence, we have core applications. Now, there is a tab called Deployment. Click on the Deployment to deploy your RPD. If you click on Deployment, everything is showing disabled under the Deployment tab. Why? Because first you need to lock this lock and edit configuration. First you need to lock this repository with WebLogic user, the user that you signed into the EM manager. That means that if you once you lock this deployment, it won't give permission or allow access to other users to deploy at the same time. This is a web interface tool, right? N number of users can connect to N number of places from N number of systems. At a time, one user can deploy RPD. For that, first you need to log with the user. Right now I connected with WebLogic user, so I am logging with WebLogic user. Click on log and edit configuration. Done. Then it will give access to change the RPD. Right now the RPD it is accessing is the default one, sample applied. This comes along with the OBIEE installation. Suppose once this deployment screen is locked with WebLogic user, if other user tries to access this deployment, it will be always disabled. I need to release this configuration, then only it will give access to other users. Now there is upload BI server repository. Here I need to browse my new RPD. Select your RPD. What is the default location of RPD? This one, right? There is a repository folder. Under that we have all the RPDs. Now select your RPD, demo_EBA_RPD. Now if you see there are numbers 2, 3, 1, 4. These are the versions. OBIEE will maintain versions. Right now using Enterprise Manager, these 4 times I deployed the RPD. Again now 5th time I am trying to deploy RPD. I am selecting demo_EBA. Open. If you say, and you need to provide the repository password. I am giving admin 123 admin 123. If you click on apply, see it gave demo_EBA I selected demo underscore EBA dot RPD. Then what about this BI 0005? This is the fifth time from Enterprise Manager you are deploying the RPD.
Okay.
For every time it will generate a new number, unique number. If you deploy RPD next time, it will give you BA 0006.
Okay.
It will create a new version of the existing RPD. My version RPD is what? Demo underscore EBA. That will be there in the repository folder location only. It will create a replica of that original RPD and it will assign a version number. After doing the changes, you can copy as. We have the option copy as.
Okay.
Once if you open, I'll replicate the changes in the, that I did in the versions to the original one.
Right.
So both will be in sync.
Okay.
Activate changes. If I say activate changes, before that BI server is reading repository file from a file called NQ server. That file will resides in, go to OBIEE install location, folder, instances, there is a folder called config, go to Oracle BI server component for NQ config. See, previously at the time of history of OBIEE we discussed about there is a company called NQS company and the tool name is NQS tool, right? At that time they gave the name NQS. After that it changed to Siebel Analytics. Now it is OBIEE. Again, now also they didn't change the names. They keep the same names. So click on NQS config. In this we have sections. Here you can define the properties, how you want the repository file should be. Basically BI server reads information from this file before loading RPD. No, there is a repository section. In this repository section, BI server is reading what repository? Sample applied BA 0004, the previous one, right? Now I am deploying new RPD. If I say click on activate changes, this go and override this one, this RPD. We'll check whether it is going to override or not. Click on activate changes. So this is saying this operation cannot be cancelled. It will continue even if the browser window closed. Backend it will do this process. Close. See here, did it overwrite or not? Demo underscore EBA underscore BA 0005. Now what I did is just I deployed my new RPD in the Enterprise Manager under deployment. If you want to deploy any RPD, you need to click on lock and edit configuration. Then you need to browse your RPD from your repository folder. Then you need to assign password, repository password. Then click on activate changes. It will override the repository file name in the NQS config file. After this, what is my next step? I configured RPD in the EM. What is my next step?
Restart.
I start the BI server right now. I'll sign out and click here. And this version concept is also new in OBIEE 11g. In the 10g, you need to deploy the original RPD only. Suppose if there is a some file crash happens, you lose the RPD, right? You won't. You have a separate copy of your original copy. It will create a version replica of that copy. In .NET application and in informatica also, there is version concept.
Right.
Suppose whenever you take control, like edit control, and if you click on save, it will create a version for the changes
Right.
with the existing code.
Exactly.
Suppose another user take the control, did some changes, if they click save, it will create another version.
Correct.
Now here what will happen is, now I want to deploy a RPD called ABC.
Mm-hmm.
I give the ABC RPD to the deployment in Enterprise Manager. What it will do is, it will create a replica of the RPD.
Mm-hmm.
With the existing code, it will create a replica.
Correct.
And it will assign some number.
Right.
And in the report development, I'll use this replica copy instead of the original one.
Right.
Now, again, if you want to do some changes for that RPD, you can do it on the original copy or you can do it on the replica copy.
Correct.
That's what in OBIEE will happen. Now, in analysis, now what is the subject area showing? Subject area is nothing but whatever the objects that we create in the presentation layer, we call it as subject areas. Under that subject area, I have presentation table, presentation columns, and hierarchies, right? Now I changed my sample sales slide to what? Demo underscore EBA.
Yes.
But here it is showing the old one. To reflect the new one, I need to restart my BI server. Restart BI server. Once you restart BI server, again it will read information for that and read from information from NQS config file. In NQS config file, the RPD changed or not? It changed, right? With
Yes.
the demo underscore EBA underscore BA 0005. To reflect this RPD changes, I need to restart my BI server. Now, how many ways we can restart the BI server? Using Enterprise Manager, I can restart the one server or all servers at a time. That thing we can do in capacity management. Here it will show all the 5 servers. All are up and running. But I want to restart only BI server. Select the server that you want to restart. Restart selected or stop selected, start selected. I'll say restart selected.
In the real time also we do all these restarts and all that as a developer?
Yeah, compulsory we need to do this. Otherwise you didn't get the changes. Just now you deployed a new RPD. If you want to reflect that RPD in the analytics tool, you need to restart the server.
Yeah, I understood the purpose. My question is, as a developer we do or any admin kind of people will do for this deployment and restarting the servers?
Yeah, the administration people will do. For deployment, suppose once the RPD is ready, we'll send that RPD file. We'll place that RPD file in a same location, right? In the repository.
Right.
We'll send an email, the RPD development is done. Go and deploy it.
Right. Then the admin people will do that.
They will deploy the RPD and they will again acknowledge the deployment is completed.
And then restart BI services?
Yeah, the administration people will restore the BI services.
Okay, that's
It's purely depending on, it's not like based on project to project, based on company to company. Now this is up and running. Now I need to restart this one. This thing we'll do multiple times in the project development. Why? Because daily we'll do some changes at the RPD level, right? Suppose adding some extra columns or adding some extra calculations at the RPD level. those things needs to reflect in the analytics tool, in the report tool, right? So I need to deploy the latest changes of RPD in the enterprise manager. Restart from my OPM analytics. Okay. It is saying there is no restart all command. I will say, and to individually stop and start, we have a separate procedure from command prompt using OPM and CTL. If you see, start proc, stop proc. Now I want to stop my BA server. OPMNCTL stop proc IAS hyphen component equal to the BA server value. What is the BA server value? Core application underscore OBIEE 1. This is one way of stopping servers, individual servers. Suppose if you want to start, in place of stop proc, we'll use start proc. It takes time. And the next step is, after restarting the BA server, I need to check whether the RPD deployed properly or not, right?
Yes.
For that, we have two options to check the RPD deployment testing. Each server will maintain its own log file, right?
Yes.
Suppose after restarting my server, what it will do is, it will go to NQS config file. In that, the RPD file is override with the new deployment RPD file. And it will read information on the log that after restarting the BA server with the latest RPD file name. I'll go and check in the NQS config file. Or we have a server log file called NQS server. In that, I'll go and check whether the new RPD is placing or not. That is one check, log file check. The other one is, I need to check using analytics tool.
Okay.
Now done. Click the up arrow button. Start the process. Start. Then where is the server log file? Go to this one. Instances. This instance one is common. For log file diagnostics, here we have the logs. Middleware, instances, instance 1 under diagnostics. If you want to go to RPD, BI foundation. If you want to go to config file, config. Up to here is common. Go to diagnostics, logs, BA server component, core applications, we have NQS server. This is the server, BI server log file. Open the NQS server. Now, if you want to see the latest logs, go down. See here, loading repository.
It is having old RPD.
That is the old one.
Oh, okay.
If you scroll down, see loading repository demo underscore EBA underscore BA 005.
Okay.
Okay, so our latest RPD is deployed. This is one checking the log file. The log files will reside under diagnostics, under instances 1, diagnostics logs, Oracle BI server component, core applications, NQS server. Now connect to the analytics application. Sign out. WebLogic 1 2 3. Just 1 minute, I will again restart the BA server also. it takes time to connect to this web interface. Just now I started the server. Yeah, I'm starting again. Click on new analysis. Click on analysis. It will show you the subject areas associated with the RPD. Yesterday we discussed we can have n number of subject areas for one business model.
Okay.
That is possible, right? Yesterday we discussed.
Yes.
But we can't have one subject area from n number of business models. That is not possible.
Yeah.
Now, yesterday we created only one subject area called sales history. Click on this one. It will show you all the presentation layer tables and columns under the subject areas tab under criteria.
Logo, are you showing anything in the screen? I feel like screen is froze.
No, he's showing Ashok.
For me, some of the screen is froze.
Now he is in the sales history and collapsed products.
Yeah, now I am seeing. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Now, the fifth check also I completed. One check I completed, deployment of RPD at the log level, and the second level is accessing the RPD, the deployed RPD from the analytics tool. So today what we did is, why do we need to close the RPD? Is it necessary? In 11g it's not necessary. It's a Oracle best practice to close the RPD before deployment. To deploy the RPD, we need to access the enterprise manager. To access the enterprise manager, we need to up and run the services. If they are up and running, no need to worry. Open the enterprise manager, and under the business intelligence core application, there you can see a tab called deployment. To deploy any RPD, first you need to log that configuration with the current user, WebLogic user, the user that you try to log in with the enterprise manager. Once it is logged, it will allow you to browse the RPD from the repository location. Select your RPD and click apply. Give the repository password. Click apply. Then activate your changes. After clicking activate changes, what it will do is it will override the repository file name in the nqs config file. That nqs config file will there in the config folder. Instance 1 up here common. Here we have config file. Config, the last one, BI server component, core applications, nqs config. Under this nqs config, we have different sections. Go to the repository section. Below that, you can see the latest RPD. What Oracle BI server is reading the RPD. This RPD is reading right now, Oracle BI server. After checking this one, after doing the activate changes, release the lock. Then you need to restart the BI server. Okay, restart the BI server. Then check the nqs server log whether the BI server point to the latest RPD or not. Log files will be available under instances, diagnostics. There NQ server log. Here in the NQ server log, go down to see the latest RPD. Demo underscore EBA underscore RPD. This is our latest RPD. So BI server pointed to the latest RPD. This is the log level check deployment. Then connect to your analytics tool. Go to new and analysis. If you are able to see your subject area, then the deployment of RPD is done successfully. Now we have seen that how to start and stop BA servers from OPM and CTL individually. This way you can start and stop from command prompt, but real time, we may not use this one. As a BA guy, we have the GUI interface, right? From enterprise manage.
Yeah, I have one question, Raghu. See, definitely in production, I don't think we'll have access to do this. But to do daily development work, we need to do all these things, right?
There are options, multiple ways you can start the server. You can use command prompt or you can use enterprise manager.
Okay.
But as a developer, you need to type the commands, right? If it is a GUI, just select the server, restart.
Yeah.
Either way you can do this one.
Okay.
But interviews, if they ask, is it possible to start individual server from using OPM and CTL, you need to tell this command.
Okay.
We can start and stop individual servers using OPM and CTL space start proc or stop proc IAS-component equal to, see, what I am giving is here IAS-component equal to the value. Which server you want to start or stop.
Okay.
Any enterprise manager select the server and restart or stop or start. This is the deployment of the RPD.
Okay.
Actually, my system is very slow. Tomorrow I am changing it to new configuration. What it's doing is, if I did any changes, it's taking very long time. I install OBIEE 11g all software on this one.
Okay.
If I reboot it, it's connecting. And for rebooting also, it's taking a very long time. That's the problem.
Okay.
So till now what we covered is, we are able to create a repository RPD file, and now we are able to deploy the RPD file in the enterprise manager. The next task is, we'll go and create simple reports and dashboards on the newly created RPD. Once we create a report and dashboard, we'll finish one end-to-end cycle. Then we'll start what are the concepts available in the OBIEE. What are the remaining different concepts that we can do in the RPD and all.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
I'm okay, Raghu.
Good.
After completing the simple reports and dashboards, then we'll go the concepts like creating different measures, aggregation rules, hierarchies, time series, time function series, and all the concepts one by one.
Okay.
Yeah. You want to see the enterprise manager one more time, or is it okay?
I'm okay, Raghu. Sudha, you need it? What is it?
Anyway, he opened.
Okay.
What is saying?
No, anyway, you started showing it, so let us see it. That's what he's telling.
Okay.
Can't hear me, Raghu?
Yeah, it was little, your voice was little low, Satya.
Yeah, I kept the microphone a little away. You are making a lot of noise, right?
You or me?
Disturbance.
Okay.
This tool is very slow. There is so many servers running behind.
Yeah.
We need the high-end configuration.
You need to go to
Web
i7.
logic servers.
Yeah. Satya is having i7. You can borrow basically.
You need to go to i7, minimum 8 to 10 GB RAM, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to install the entire OBIEE package, this OBIEE 11g and Informatica 9 and Oracle 11g software, and on top of it DAC 11g. These many tools we need to install.
Then you better buy a bigger server.
Because of that, it's killing the entire CPU.
Okay. But actually this Informatica 9 DAC and all, is it available for download, Raghu, or like?
Yeah, all are, we can get free softwares from the internet, from Oracle website itself.
For Informatica also, like?
Yeah, for Informatica DAC, Oracle 11g. In Informatica, I will show you a simple mapping how to extract data and how to load it in a data warehouse database. This is go to deployment. This is the tab where we will go and deploy the project. Lock and edit configuration. Browse your RPD.
RPD and give password.
Apply. If you apply, you will get the activate changes. After activate changes, restart the BI server.
Okay.
Then check the log NQS server log file and access the latest RPD from the analytics tool.
Okay.
Tomorrow we'll start with the report development.